And while I'm on this subject, the lead lawyer challenging Obamacare, we've had him on the show, David Rivkin, is under cyber attack. This from the Heritage Foundation. While politicians are still talking about restoring civility, liberal thugs are waging an all-out attack on the website of David Rivkin, writes Cully Stimson, lead counsel in the multi-state lawsuit against Obamacare, rather than engage in civilized debate that they can't win. Rivkin represents 26 states, the National Federation of Independent Businesses, and 2 individuals. They won their case, and now his website has been cyber-attacked. It's like Egypt! Oh, my God! Anyway, this is why we need to defeat these bastards. I know some of you have little kids. Cover their ears. Mark, why are you so impatient with them? I'll tell you why. Because time's running out. They have designs on this society that should cause revulsions in your own gut. That's why I have no time for this. There's no time left. And at every level of this society, they're on the attack. Every level of this society, they're on the attack. Look at, there certain things we used to take for granted. Now we can't anymore. That when a president proposes a budget, he's not trying to destroy the economy or destroy the economic system. It's an absolutely unsustainable budget. He knows it. We know it because his own Treasury Secretary just said so. That is, that it's unsustainable. And he does it anyway. He knows what that federal judge said in Pensacola, Florida, but they're playing footsies now, Mr. Constitutional Scholar. Behind the scenes and in the shadows, they're conspiring with these community organizing groups, and public sector teachers' unions to wreak havoc in the states, which I am telling you is going to backfire. But they're too stubborn and ideological to even notice. I told you, Mr. President, I told you, former Speaker Pelosi, I told you, Majority Leader Reid, that you were awaking a sleeping giant, and the giant is awake. That would be the American people. I told you before the rest of them that conservatism is on the ascendancy, and it is. Constitutional conservatism. That's what we call it. We couldn't take the Senate last time, not because we didn't have great candidates. You can't win them all. Because there weren't enough of you leftists up for election. Well, there are now. And we're going to get you. And you AFSCME bosses, AFL-CIO bosses, we're going to get back control of the NLRB, the Labor Department. And we're going to deal with you, too. Politically, of course. We're going to put you back in your cages where you belong. So you stop stealing voting rights from employees. And you stop your thug tactics. This is America. It's not 1933 Chicago. Right, Chicagoland? Am I right? Yes. Robert, Los Angeles, California, the great KVC. You are our first caller. Go.
Pleasure to speak with you, Mark. 3 quick comments. When you played the Geithner clip, I literally almost drove off the road. I was thinking if George Bush's Treasury Secretary would say those exact same words, it would be all over the media tonight. But with the media, we're probably not going to see it.
It is amazing, isn't it? It's stunning.
It's shocking. If the socialist doesn't call him to his office and say, "What are you doing?" I would be in complete shock. It's unbelievable. Secondly, the socialists voting against Israel. I'm a Jewish American man. I'm a conservative now because of you, Mark. I saw you speak at the Reagan Library. My lib Jewish friends, they all believe that the socialist is a supporter of Israel. And I like how his justification was, well, we're going to vote for this one against Israel because we want the harsher one to go against Israel. How about vote against both of them? And
Robert, I just want to underscore your point. We can veto whatever we want on the Security Council.
Of course. We don't have to, placate. We should veto everything. Like you said, Israel has a democracy like we do, which is what the socialists want in Egypt. And my last comment is, when you played the clip about that woman, I think her good angel or whatever, shooting off her yap, all I could think about, Mark, was I feel sorry for her husband because he's got to listen to that yenta yapping all the time. That's what I got for you today.
All right, brother. God bless you. How do you know she has a husband? She may have a fish tank full of fish. I don't know. I don't think she has a husband. But maybe she does. Who knows? Just another proud teacher there, Madison, Wisconsin. Justin, Florence, Alabama on Sirius Satellite. Quickly, go.
Yes, I know there's been a lot of talk about the president being criticized for failing to cut entitlement spending. If you listen to what Geithner says in that audio clip, he says the question, though, is this: what's the alternative plan? You'll be able to see from the House, you'll be able to see from this body if the people can find the political will here to go deeper. I think he admitted that the whole budget is a political trap to see if they dare go deeper and cut entitlement spending.
The problem is he said that their own budget is unsustainable. It's one thing to set up it's one thing to set up a trap, but he just condemned his own game. And I also think the American people know that these entitlements have to be reformed, otherwise they're not going to be around in the near future. We'll be right back. All right, we have an audio. A Tea Party member was at this location where the Democrat senators from the state of Wisconsin were hiding out, and he confronted this senator. We believe the state senator is Jim Holperin, Holperin. He confronts him. We will also link to this on our social sites at marklevinshow.com from Big Government. And hat tip to Dan Reel for tipping me off. So listen to this. Go.
Excuse me, sir. Why aren't you doing your job in Wisconsin today?
I'm leaving right now to do my job in Wisconsin.
Why didn't you do it earlier today, sir?
We believe we did do our job in Wisconsin.
But you didn't. You were supposed to be on the House, to at least be on the House floor to allow them to have a vote, and you didn't do it. Why not?
I'm not so sure that's my job today. My job today is to delay a vote on a piece of legislation. The people of the state have said we have not had time to consider the consequences.
What's your position there, sir, in the Senate?
Senator, let's get
What's
going.
your position in the Senate,
this
sir?
This is my friend from the Tea Party.
What's your position in the Senate, sir?
We need to get going so we
Senator, why aren't you in Wisconsin doing your job?
I was
Why did you flee the state, sir? Why did you flee the state of Wisconsin so you wouldn't have to do your job, sir? Okay, what's your name, sir?
There they go. His name is Jim Holperin, Holperin. There was another state senator tugging at him. We actually have the video from biggovernment.com. We will link to this on marklevinshow.com as well as our social sites, guys. And it is posted by Publius. And hat tip to Dan Reel for tipping me off to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I love the Tea Party. This is why I love my listeners. You are going to save this great country. Thank you. We'll be right back. Oh, there's a sign. Why do Republicans hate people? Death to tyrants. These are the teachers holding their signs. Governor's a dictator. God, no wonder our kids are so smart in the classroom. The Gallup poll, by the way, finds U.S. unemployment is up to 10%, which means the Obama administration will eventually release figures showing it at 3%. But, Gallup says unemployment's at 10%. And underemployment, combined with people dropping out, combined with part-time employment for people who want full-time employment, that's at 19.6%. Now, I want you to listen to this figure so you can repeat it to everybody. Our Paul and Paulette Revere's out there. Underemployment for people who want or trying to get better jobs. Part-time employment for people who want full-time employment. People who've dropped out. And more recent unemployment. When you combine those figures, 1 out of every 5 Americans is affected. 19.6%. 19.6%. Now go back to the Capitol in Wisconsin and think about those teachers demanding that the taxpayers of that state continue to pay into their pension funds, continue to pay into their health care funds when they pay little or nothing. Now think about it. Maybe it is Egypt, but they're the ruling government. They're the Muslim Brotherhood. What did he say? Damn right I said it. Fox News, the Associated Depressed, Madison, Wisconsin. Police have handcuffed a protester at the state capitol after he apparently tried to charge into the state assembly. How many Tea Party activists have tried to charge into a state assembly? How many Tea Party activists? None. I'm sure David Gregory will do one of his shows on civility and the Democrats and the liberals and their teacher union friends, won't you, David? Moments before a roll call began in the assembly today, reporters heard a crash outside the chamber. They rushed out and saw a man on the ground. Police officers were on top of him. They handcuffed him and led him away. He wanted to get on the floor of the state assembly. And why shouldn't he? He's a public teacher. An employee wants to get on the floor of the state assembly. Shouldn't all of them? Meanwhile, the Wall Street Journal As American farmers prepare to plant their next crops, they must decide how much and what to plant. Outlook for food prices high. Corn to cotton. Farmers have bevy of planting choices. Stockpiles remain thin. Ladies and gentlemen, inflation is here, and it's going to kick into gear. For the last decade, we've had almost zero inflation, minimal. What is going to happen to these budgets, these state and federal budgets, when inflation kicks in and interest rates start to go up, and they have to pay higher rates on their debt and incorporate that into their budgets? This is where the liberal nirvana machine has brought us, to the brink. To the brink. This is why if the president forces a shutdown of the federal government, he will lose. He will lose. He has forced food prices to go up because of what his EPA is doing to farmers, because of what the EPA and the Interior Department are doing to energy prices. Energy prices are going up. Have you noticed? Food prices are going up. Have you noticed? Well, these are the staples of our society. They're the staples of every society. The price of all kinds of metals used in industry, aluminum, lead, steel, going up. The price of coal, which is used for many things, including the production of electricity, it's going up, and they're putting more and more coal mines out of business. They're driving up consumer prices. They're driving down your investments, like in your home. They want to tax you more at the local and state level to support their constituent groups, like the teachers union, so they can in turn take some of their money and give it to Obama and the other political hacks for their campaign to raise their $1 billion. And you're going to get screwed. I don't care what party you're in, or if you're in no party at all. Pardon the coughing, it's just a cold. So 10% unemployment, 20% unemployment, people dropping out. And we have people marching, demanding that their neighbors pay more for their pensions and their health care when they can afford to pay more themselves in the jobs in which they're already being paid. You cannot defend that in times like this, period. You cannot defend it. As our ranks will grow and grow, as I predict, if the federal government shuts down, we'll get all the propaganda from the lib media, but our ranks will grow and grow, because then you'll know that Obama and his hacks are up to no damn good. And we will play, Mr. Producer, make sure you hold on to that Geithner clip for all time. We will play that Geithner clip time and time again, where he makes clear that this budget is a disaster for the country. You can download this program about an hour after we're done and play it and send it to your friends. And we have that audio in there twice for a reason, because it's great. It's absolutely terrific.